Hello, I'm Domino SNK.
I'm Devin3000.
I'm Bam.
I'm BC.
And today we're talking about our most beloved character that I'm sure everybody loves, Raiden. Because of the upcoming patch for in the fall by Sony Santa Monica. And they'll be listening to feedback, and so, these podcasts are intended to, inform people by players who have spent a lot of time with this character under many scenarios. So, so let's go right in. So Bam and BC, where does Raiden currently stand? Matchup wise and tier lists.
You want to go ahead first, BC?
Well, yeah, I mean, we know he's the best. He is the top of the top tier, and there's no room for argument. He has one bad matchup, which is Sackboy, and then about 2 to 4 even matchups. It depends who you argue. You can argue for Rapper and Isaac for even, and then Good Cole and Kratos are both debatable. But basically, he's just far too good because of the discovery of the air up triangle kill confirm that works off of every comboable move in his moveset, including air-to-air stuff. And some argue that he could belong in Cat's tier. And while I think that's probably a stretch because he can be counterpicked, he definitely needs some work before he's balanced.
Okay, what about you, Bam? Do you have any input on this?
Just basically what he said. Pound for pound, he's the best character in tier list, aside from Cat, of course, which right now in the competitive community, she's banned. He has a Sackboy, which is an issue for him. However, even in that matchup, is a stretch for him, but I think it's also things that he could learn in time and even get in that matchup. So I would just argue in general that he's just way too powerful because of his kill confirm. Initially, he was a character that was mid-tier, and they gave him back a grab and whatnot, and those things just catapulted him. He just controls space really well, and once he gets close in, he just gets too much damage. Just netting a kill from, touch of deaths. Otherwise, he just needs very little meter. Big thing, obviously, having air-to-air, as BC said, and that just, for a lot of characters in this game, that just stops a lot of their options.
So what would you say are Raiden's most powerful tools, then?
The backflip is definitely the number one.
Yeah.
The fact that it just combos into his level 1 from anywhere, it's just far too versatile a tool. And then apart from that, he has about 8 different moves that can start touch of death combos. His dash, I don't think the dash should be nerfed. I think the dash is pretty balanced, but the dash is obviously a very useful tool. The air square chain covers a lot of space, outlasts air dodges, and combos into his level 1, as does everything else. And you can, one of the issues I think is that these tools let him combo his level 1 through about 95 AP before ending with a level 1. He doesn't even need half a bar to kill you these days. So his combo tools that go into his level 1 are his worst tools, his most powerful tools, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Segueing from that, so
What do you think would make him a more balanced character? Like, how would you tweak him and stuff?
Well, initially, as a character, he's a very combo-oriented character. I mean, if you look at the majority of the cast, everyone has some sort of projectile. He's the one character that doesn't have a projectile. Mm-hmm. And so he should be, his whole deal is supposed to be getting in, and once he gets in, he combos. And so while air up triangle is a very, very good move, it combos into a lot of things. It allows him to get a AP burst from a lot of things. I think that just the key issue that he needs to be changed is him being able to do his air up triangle into his level 1. Because of the versatility of his air up triangle, he can just basically from any combo starter, as BC mentioned earlier on, he can just go into that and then do his air up triangle and then net a kill with his level 1. And so that's the major thing that needs to be changed.
How do you feel about Air Up Triangle being able to combo into itself? Because I feel like that's probably a big thing about it.
The fact is, Raiden was born as a character. If you listen to the earliest gameplay videos from Seth Killian, Omar Kendall, whoever, the devs, they all said Raiden is really good at getting you into the air and comboing you. It took us a long time to get to that stage with his metagame, but he's there now, and this is basically what makes him strong. And I think he really needs the flip to combo himself as to make his it's effectively an anti-air tool, which is really strong, and I think he needs it to remain as balanced. get a lot, he basically needs that double flip to remain threatening up close. Otherwise, you can just jump away safely, like you can against most characters.
Okay.
So you wouldn't do a single thing to it? Like you wouldn't give it slightly increased startup times?
Well, what you need is to stop his level 1 from being able to turn around at the start. That removes the flip as a kill confirm.
Well, yes, but the flip is still incredibly powerful, as you said.
However, the thing about it is it's powerful, but the thing is that move in itself, actually, like for instance, if someone does a short hop, air up triangle, it actually takes up, if you go on training mode, it takes up 2.5 squares, and it's something that a lot of characters could actually punish and get an AP burst off, or they can actually just do straight their level 1 super. You know, obviously, a lot of level 2s can punish it as well. So it is a powerful tool. However, it's not so overbearing, especially in the fact where he doesn't get a level 1 confirm. Because other than that, being able to confirm from his aerial up triangle, his confirms, they're good, but they're not broken. And especially for a character who has no projectiles and he needs to get in to get anything, and more than likely he's going to be usually going for a level 2. If he can't get an aerial up triangle to level 1 confirm, then I think his air up triangle is perfect. It takes in limits options. In terms of space, it's something that can still be punished. It gets him a good amount of ward, but again, he needs to hit with a lot more than just one air up triangle in order to get a kill, which is,
Well, the thing, my worry about that is, I know for a little bit of time, BC was even going, I'm not going to do level 1 confirm from backflip, but what that just led to was more backflips, and you just did it longer till you got level 2. Now, it does extend the amount of time where it gives more breathing room, but I feel like it would still be a pretty one-dimensional type of approach, because it can combo into itself and then into level 2, you're just gonna do the same thing, and there's not much versatility for it, because it works. And going into level 2, that would be I feel like that would become the new meta if it weren't tweaked in any way. The fact that it doesn't go into level 1 would be definitely a big thing. Because now we have slightly more air to breathe in that time. But when we're getting AP bursted by just one hit from the air, that makes level 2 really quick to come, and I feel like it would just have it would give Raiden more of a one-dimensional approach.
The fact of the game is that the game is so based around anti-air, that they're the good characters to do that. I would say that the fact that the game is designed that way isn't necessarily Raiden's fault. He has that's his best option as anti-air basically, and if it were to become one-dimensional, it's because everyone's always jumping around, and that's always the safest thing to do. And I just think the thing about his level 2 is it's good. It's a very good super, obviously, and we could tweak that maybe. I don't know if that needs tweaking, but it's a very good super. However, it does have the highest cost for any level 2 at 400. He's going to become very beta inefficient in a 1v1 situation, when to reliably win you are going to need about 1200 AP, which is a lot more than, say, someone like Sackboy or Dante.
How much is level 1?
His level 1 is 150, which is also the highest, but
also don't forget that, Raiden is used in 2v2s.
Well, in 2v2s, he's pretty much as he is.
Yeah, in 2v2s, he would obviously, having his level 2 is great, because you can get some multiple kills off it. However, a lot of his combos, they do take a lot of time, so there are things that, they're not too hard to interrupt. And again, because of the cost of his level 2, it's still something that will worth it, because you have to go ahead and not only land these combos multiple times, but then you also have to know other partners, people who are running around as well. And you have to do this multiple times to even get your level 2. And his level 3, obviously, isn't that good compared to a lot of other characters. So I think overall, him able to still get good meter off his aerial up triangle while taking away the level 1 is really good for him. And also in time, people will learn more and more how to punish his aerial up triangle. Because it's still a move that can be punished.
He really has to commit to that move. If you do that right out of a short hop, it takes a long time for him to finish the animation and come back to the ground. If you do that against someone like Dante, you're gonna die. If you do it against Isaac, you're probably going to die, or at least an AP burst. It's
Right.
as an anti-air tool. Okay, it's amazing if you can connect, but I think it takes quite a commitment to actually get that hit. And it's definitely not as spammable as it seemed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly, and I think the issue is at this point is because Raiden round, because he gets so much mileage out of his aerial up triangle, people fear it, so they don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Once you remove the threat of getting aerial up triangle into a level 1, people will be more confident in terms of punishing that move. And I think that's something that will also advance the metagame, whether we're looking at 1v1 or 2v2s or anything as well. Because there's a lot of characters who can get an AP burst. If they see him throw out an area up triangle, they can go in for a grab. Even some characters can just do their raw level 1.
How do you feel about Raiden's down throw being considered a partner in crime to the flips?
Yeah, this is a hot topic. Some people want to get rid of the bounce. I know for sure. He needs a comboable throw to be threatening up close. There's 2 points of reference we can look at for that. One of them is how he was between patch 1.05 and 1.10. When he didn't have a comboable throw, he pretty much got no tournament results, and he dropped to mid-tier, as we said, as Bam said earlier. Also, if you look at Noriko now, she's got a really good moveset, despite the nerfs she received, but she's just beaten by block. She just loses to it because her throws, well, partly because her throws aren't good, partly because she has no guard break. But my point is, I think as a melee character, you do need a comboable throw to compete against block, when block is such a strong defensive option in this game.
Okay, what about the issue with where it steals 30 AP?
That needs to be fixed. I know Domino, that offline that contributes to AP burst.
Correct?
Yeah, that needs to be fixed.
So this is just an online issue where...
That would be it. Yeah, it's a glitch.
Yeah.
It needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
I suppose you could say just get rid of the leech altogether.
Okay.
Ultimately, I suppose the leech is quite unique, and I think if it contributed to bursts properly, it wouldn't be as much of an issue.
Okay.
How do you feel about, like, and I know I'm kind of just like referencing one thing, but like I feel like it's really interesting in just how powerful it is right now. But like, how do you feel about like the air up triangle being able to like lift people off the ground? Like if you do it low, close to the ground, you're able to like scoop them up. How do you feel about how low it hits and how horizontal it is?
I don't think there's really too much of a problem with it. Like I said, if you're on the ground, actually, that's a really dangerous move to pull out if you're just going to do it out of a short hop height, because that's something that, even when I used to play my secondaries, if I play against a Raiden, sometimes, when I'd play a BC, then that's something that I would be looking for, because that's something that, it takes a lot of commitment to do that. Again, I think there's a huge issue of the fear factor, because, again, everyone was aware of the aerial up triangle to a level 1 confirmed. And I think in time people will learn more so how that move is not as dangerous as it seems. In that context, it's still a great move, but just doing it outright like that is actually not really good in the whole line of things, especially once someone understands the properties of the move. Also, speaking of which, as you were talking about in between the last patches, one thing that also was great for Raiden, that, as this playstyle, he's supposed to be a rush down intensive character. A lot of times due to the aerial up triangle and due to the loss of his aerial down triangle, he wasn't able to go ahead and pressure in a proper way as he used to in the early iteration. And so he'd just be basically waiting and be more reactive, and he would just go ahead and throw out a aerial up triangle or square. And like I said, in time, a lot of people will learn how to punish that move. And so that's another thing that I think that would actually help the character in terms of being able to take away the landing lag for that move, so he can pressure in a proper way. And again, that move too in itself does have its flaws, but it would be a good pressuring tool, so he can be rewarded once he's inside. He can keep up the pressure, because otherwise it's going to take him a long time, again, having to constantly go for level 2 when it's highest.
Well, there are some characters that do need to rely on their level 2, and it's not the end-all be-all for them.
Yeah, no.
Like my character, for example, I don't really I can't really go for level 1. as a thing. That needs to be like a read for me, or like a really quick reaction. It's not something I can rely on. I usually have to go for my level 2 in general for anything.
Because remember, level 1s are supposed to be kind of more of a, you read what they were going to do, so it's a tech super.
Yeah, it's a reading type thing. It's more of like, I didn't put in as much work, but I'm going to make up for it with my intelligence in the play, you know, in my approach, and how I'm like reacting to my opponent and stuff. Level 2 is you put in more work, where it's a little bit less important, and you can try and like get into a combo into it.
Absolutely. But like again, like what I was saying, the whole issue is again because of the high AP cost of his level 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I can see that perhaps seeing lowering the cost for that if, you know, we make level 1 a whole lot less threatening, you know. The fact that it wouldn't combo into backflip or grab isn't the end of the world if we make level 2 cheaper, because level 2 I think is a good super, but I don't think it's horrifying by any means, you know. It's definitely, you're gonna get that one kill, especially if you confirm into it. I don't want to take away that first confirm into it, and getting a second kill, you're still working for it, you know. And I think that level 2 actually, it really isn't that bad at all. So making it cheaper, in my opinion, isn't a terrible thing.
I have to say, I don't think it should be cheaper than level 2.
You think it should stay at 400?
I think it should stay at 400. Because he can burst, his AP burst just by the way they work. They get to 400, you know, pretty well if you know what you're doing with Raiden. And you know what you were saying earlier about his level 1 giving you less, you know, having him built to level 2 gives you more breathing room. Having it cost 400 instead of 325 or 350, that in itself gives you more breathing room to you know, have some time to do anything. I think the level 2 is fine at 400, if I'm honest.
Okay, well then, I mean, like, if it stays at 400, I still think that, like, making the level 1, like, more read-heavy instead of confirm would still be fine, because, like you said, he's a combo-heavy character, he's gonna build AP fairly quickly, and, most of his, would you say most of his hits lead into an AP burst?
I think that's fair, that's probably true to say. I'm gonna sound stupid when I say this, but I think in a game full of projectile users and zoners, Raiden is comparatively, being the only melee character with slightly unsafe moves in most cases, he's comparatively a bit harder to get a hit than people. So I think it's okay for him to get a lot from a hit.
Right, because you're working so hard.
Nowhere near as much as he gets now.
Right, because you're working so hard to like get in, and so you're being rewarded for that.
Yeah, you have to get in, and once you are in, most of what you do is punishable or not that safe compared to someone like Parappa or even Noriko and her down square and air up square.
Well, yeah,
she's not that safe, but comparatively,
Naruto is kind of a combo video character.
Right.
You know, she really just takes you up into the sky, and then we go.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, definitely just as you were saying, I think that he's rewarded in that way because, you know, even once he gets in, you know, he still has to make a lot of commitment. While we're speaking about the aerial down triangle, because that's a move that he would be able to utilize. It's something where he can still kind of maintain pressure. It's not necessarily the safest of moves, but it's a move that, you know, if he does go ahead and, you know, due to its startup, but the ending lag on it, precursor to this patch, there was very little ending lag, so it's something where he could still try to maintain pressure and at least have something rather than he's just standing around and potentially he could just get punished after all his work that he put in to even get inside.
And actually, Devin, just going back to what you said about versatility with the back. I think taking away the extra recovery from air down triangle would also contribute fantastically to his versatility. Because I would love to be going in, doing, you know, up square, air down triangle, block pressure, rather than just spamming grabs or waiting for them to jump so I can backflip them. I think air down triangle was a really, really useful tool for his versatility there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let me ask you, when you get AP burst, how much AP are you getting on average? You know, because I know some characters go well beyond 100.
Raiden's gonna get like 155.
The reason why I was asking is I'm just curious on like how many times you're gonna have to go in till you earn your level 2. You know, so about 3 times you would say.
Yeah, it's gonna take 3 bursts. On average, I get 145, I would say. And while 155 is easy enough to get, his combo enders to get 155 don't have very good range. He has the whirl and neutral triangle, which basically hits right in front of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, regardless, because you're gonna get 3, and that'll add up to level. That'll add up to 400 plus. So you'll be able to get that. All right. Okay. Yeah. No. That seems like a pretty fair amount of approaching, because like with 3 being, you know, that number, it's like, oh, I got comboed the first time, so as your opponent, I'm able to like try and I try to mix up my approach, because if I get hit the first time, I'm like, okay, that might not work, and so I'm given the time to try it at least one more time. If it doesn't work again, I mean, okay, I need to really mix up now, you know. And then you know, then you realize it's like, okay, I hit him twice and he was doing the same thing. He might be able to mix up and stuff. So then there's more mind games, and this is regardless of what type of play are you doing, 1v1, free for all, 2v2, stuff like that. So I think having it at 3, you know, is definitely a nice thing, you know, because it leaves a lot more things for like a lot of different mix-ups, and it just adds more intelligence to the game in general.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. And thinking about it, like, okay, so he would need, what, 9 AP bursts to reliably win with level 2s, which is a lot of bursts, especially in this game where, you know...
Well, he does have the potential for 2 kills during a level 2.
He does, yeah, I just mean reliably. Like, it's not that easy to get 2 kills with. Like, I know it's possible. I don't know if he...
Right, yeah, it's possible, just like how... you, Big Daddy, you get your second kill. Like, you really work for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So,
so wait.
I think I forgot what I was going to say.
Is there anything level 2 related that you'd want to change? Like, I remember you were mentioning that like the additional freezes were a little too much.
Oh, yeah, I think that the stuns. I think the stuns should I think when you get stunned, I think the victim should be able to mash out of it to make it quicker, you know. I also think on a base it shouldn't be as long as it is now. With mashing included, I would say make it only slightly shorter, and mashing would really just like help to like get you out of it quicker, you know. That way, you know, that first kill you're still pretty much guaranteed it, because you know you landed and you kill, you know. I don't want to take that away. I want to make it that like when you're chasing down, because some characters have poor rolls or poor dodges, and you can really take advantage of that. I think that maybe the stun being slightly smaller, or you know, giving the other player something that they can do, because I never think when you're playing a game that you shouldn't be pressing buttons. You know, I don't like just having to wait. You know, if you're gonna stun me, I don't want to have to be like, okay, let me just put my controller down. You're gonna get the kill. You know, I want to be able to do something about it. So when you land that stun, you have to make sure you're in the right position to get into the kill. Or if I mash fast enough, you know, I can get out and, you know, make it harder. With that said, there would be...
I think that's a great idea. I also think that would help balance him for free-for-all.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that would definitely be good. Yeah, because I mean, like, with that said, I think there would definitely have to be some balance between how long your level 2 lasts, and how long the stun is, and how quickly you can get out, provided optimal mashing. You know, we have to like really have to think about how those 3 things would go in together, because we don't want to make that your level 2 is impossible to get 2 kills. We just want to make it tough. You know, you really want to be rewarded for that. You know, really reading your opponent and stuff.
Yeah, and especially as BC said, like going ahead and looking at 2v2 or free for all, that will definitely balance it out as well, because that's something that now if you catch multiple people, you can't just be, you know, jumping around, oh, kill this guy, kill this guy, kill this guy. You know, there are people that probably by the first person that you kill, potentially they may be able to go ahead and escape. So then you have to go ahead and catch them again or something, but that can even bring in a teammate or someone else potentially who can come in and try to get that person there. So it adds that whole dynamic and makes it far more enjoyable than everyone just sitting there, oh, I got caught in this sphere, so I'm just going to sit here and wait to die.
Exactly.
Right.
Also, this isn't about like the technicalities of the game. I think as a visual thing, if they were to put that in, perhaps make it like the character were to like vibrate or something, so you know that when you're mashing, you know, it visually shows that it's working, you know, something like that. But that's an aesthetic thing, so let them handle that. However, I do think that's a good idea, and I'm glad that you guys agree with that.
Yeah, no, I really like that idea. Make it, you know, I'm sure they could code it pretty easily as well. Just make it like the bolts on Hades, because they're mashable.
Yes, yeah. They already have the technology. They
same thing.
Exactly. They already have the technology for that.
Possible. We can rebuild.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. So I mean, that can definitely be done. And I think overall, you know, just what we talked about so far, just going over is up aerial triangle into level 1. You know, removing that in the game, and then also while you know him going for his level 2, you know, implementing aerial down triangle, so he's able to put on some, you know, some kind of safer pressure. But just again, have the opponent still has enough time to go ahead and figure out what he's doing because of the, you know, the multiple AP bursts that he needs. And that's if they're able to AP burst, because again, you know, even though they're maybe high level at 1v1, they may be able to AP burst and do all these things. There's other people who will be playing, and you know, they may be playing 2v2, or they might be playing free for all, you know, and they themselves, they will have a difficulty maybe AP burst. So that's something again that makes him, you know, still good enough, but just in a way where he's not overpowering, so people can all enjoy the game. You know, whether they are just starting the game up or whether they're taking this game to a competitive level like we are.
So just to make it clear, the air down triangle got like a lot of extra recovery from patch 1.10, and we think it should be standardized to the normal 5 frames of landing lag before you can block.
What is air down triangle? Is it that large dive kick?
No, that's forward. You won't see it anymore because it's so bad. But it's he basically does. He puts his sword in his foot and sort of does a kick.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah, it causes a butt drop, and yeah, it got loads of extra landing lag, and we think that should be removed, basically.
Okay.
For safe pressure.
Okay, so overall though, you feel that these are the most important changes to make to Raiden, so that he doesn't become such the dominant force that he is for as of right now, correct?
Right.
The number one being removing his backflip confirm.
Okay, so I think that actually does that section pretty well.
Alright, so I guess let's move on to more of like the unintentional things in the game. Glitches. What does Raiden have that's just absolutely silly about him, and just things that were completely overlooked and need to just be fixed in general?
If I just start with the silly things, you know, he can run up the wall.
Uh-huh.
There's a glitch where he'll be, if you're next to the wall and you jump in a certain way, I honestly don't know how it works, but basically you start running up the air.
Yes, I've seen that. He's running up on your opponent's face, it looks like sometimes.
Yeah, and I don't know why it works, and yeah, that needs to go.
Yeah, that is definitely disorienting when it happens in battle.
It is. It's annoying. And of course he can be hit while he's doing it, which is annoying as well. So, you know, not game-breaking by any means, but very, very irritating.
Yes.
Joey, also known as Isaac, has he can't be, you know, he couldn't make the call. He also listed a couple of glitches super related, such as the level 1 being uninterruptible online.
Yeah, that is a thing.
The infinite level 2, where the duration just never stops, and the level 2 being throwable after.
Yeah, I think what he means by that is, you know how Sly's counter makes him end grounded in the air? Like with the super jump, basically that happens with Raiden's level 2. So you can grab in the air, you can do the forward square dash in the air, you can block, you can roll in the air.
Wow.
You could even level 1 in the air.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
Not
Pretty ridiculous.
So that's pretty silly. Quite a few characters have that grounded in the air glitch, but happens after his level 2, so that should go.
I think, I don't know if this is a glitch, but I feel like it's a little weird. Your air up triangle has like this weird wind box behind it. Like, I know when I'm countering it as Sly, I just get thrown off behind you. I just like slide off to the right or to behind you, and like that's really weird looking. You know,
I think I've seen that happen actually when we played.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's happened.
Yeah. That's strange. That should that should definitely be.
There's a weird thing because if Sly lands his counter on Raiden's up air triangle, he doesn't actually stun Raiden. Raiden evades the whole thing by doing nothing. It's just the move itself, and it sends Sly flying diagonal downward behind Raiden wherever he was. It's really weird, and so yeah, that's definitely a weird glitch that I've noticed.
And anything else Raiden related? Oh, right. The leech is an online glitch, correct?
Yes.
Yes, that's definitely an online glitch. I mean, if you're playing it offline, that's actually adds to the AP burst, so it's not going to. You're not going to go and have these lengthy combos plus this huge leech and everything, which again made it, which gave a lot of people a difficult time as well, because then they're getting all this leech and Raiden's getting even more AP for unknown reasons.
Because he's getting his normal AP burst plus 30, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any other glitches related to Raiden?
Yeah, there's a couple issues with his parry. First of all, what you might have noticed is online it has crazy active frames.
Oh my god, yes.
But yeah, it's not supposed to do that. Like, you can, I press the button and a whole second later you can hit me and it's gonna hit you. That needs to be fixed. But the other thing that needs to be fixed with his parry is the fact that I can press it, I can hear myself parry, I see myself parry, it's supposed to be active on frame 1, but online it doesn't activate. And I just eat Kratos' chains or a touch of death from Dante or something for being too precise. Which, it's supposed to activate on frame 1 online, and it needs to have that addressed. So that and the extra active frames both needs to be addressed.
Yeah, like how long is Raiden's counter?
I think it's supposed to be. I mean, I can't say for sure without frame data, but I think it's supposed to be about 25 frames, active on the first frame, and then just under like half a second. And yeah, online it's not active on the first frame, but you could have however many active frames you want, because it's just it extends the active frames incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so those are his major glitches, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have running up air
follow-ups.
Yeah, doing ground moves in the air from level 2.
AP leech online.
The leech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have crazy crazy wind box out of up air triangle.
And super active frames on the counter.
On the parry, yeah.
Yeah, is there anything...
But not activating on frame 1.
Right.
There is one more thing I wanted to ask you guys about.
Okay, shoot.
It's difficult to remove the air up triangle from confirming his level 1 if you get him to bounce into a wall.
A wall confirm.
Yeah, basically it would be a wall confirm. It's not that versatile, but it's still there. So
I'm fine with a wall confirm, honestly. Yeah.
I thought I should bring it up.
Yeah. I think limiting it to a wall confirm, I think is fine. It goes for more of a. That leads to you can pressure to get to land that. That's through your gameplay that you're going to be rewarded for it. It's just like how I have a wall confirm off my grab on level 2 with it. Because I need to get you over there. I can't just do a grab. It
emphasizes gameplay strategy.
Yeah, and approach.
Largely what Iggy and I think Lizardheart said that as well. So that's good.
Yeah, I definitely think having it as a wall confirm is not a problem at all.
Okay. So
well, yeah. To sum everything up, we have.
Do you guys have like a closing point? Like, just these points must be hit in order to not overdo nerfing of Raiden or to leave him still overly powerful?
Yeah, definitely. We have some closing point. I think main two things in terms of fixing him would be the air up triangle into his level 1 confirm. You would have to remove the ability to turn from his level 1. It's because of the ability for him to turn during his level 1 why the confirm works in the first place. So removing that would enable him to still go ahead and combo with his air up triangle while not having the the overpowered tactic of using air up triangle into his level 1. And number 2, because he'd be more a level 2 driven character, to give him his, as BC was saying, standardize his landing lag on his air down triangle. Put it to 5 frames, so he's able to still pressure, to some extent with somewhat safe move, and at the same time, it's not something that's overpowered, but he's getting, it helps him maintain some close range pressure after he has to go ahead and get through all the projectiles in this game. So definitely, as a purely melee character, he deserves to have a move like that.
Mm-hmm.
You need to patch out the triangle square loop where he can do
neutral triangle into square into neutral triangle forever. Just extend the frames where after square, pressing triangle again cancels into the stab kick, and that'll get rid of it.
And for glitch wise, it would be have to fix the issues with his AP leech not contributing to AP bursts online. Correct. So those two are the most important issues to be addressed for Raiden. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, I think we've reached the end of our Raiden cast.
Yeah.
And hopefully Sony Santa Monica will give this a listen and at least to have a jumping point, and as well as other people, so they ask for less silly stuff and just become more uniform and like, oh, okay, so maybe I really do need to think about it differently this way. Maybe this move really isn't that much of an issue because of this.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for coming. That was me, Domino SNK.
I'm Devin3000.
I'm Bam.
I'm BC.
And we'll catch you guys next time. Alrighty.